Guys, it's the first time we're doing this. We just want to make sure you can hear and see us. If you can't, then drop a comment or tweet Sincere UK and that we picked up live. Awesome. Good. Okay, brilliant. Let's get back into it. So for a small business who is looking at different ways of advertising, of using the traditional way of marketing, what would you say for them is the best way to go ahead with direct mail?
There's a real mad perception of how much direct mail costs. I mean, obviously the first cost that you've got to look into, Doug, is postage. And whether we like it or not, the postage is going up on the 28th of this month by 2%. Now, there's a sharp intake of breath when you say that to a lot of people. The normal Joe Bloggs walking into a post office would pay something like 54 to 56p. We're looking at saying like 25, 27p. So it's a massive saving that we can make, and we can get to all these people as well. So you asked me what I would advise. Sorry, was it for a startup business? Yeah. What would I advise for a startup business? It's the same with any type of business. You've got to know exactly who it is you need to be speaking to. So we do this by sourcing a database. So it's area-based. It's the size of the business that people are looking for. It's actually what they do. So let me give you an idea. We deal with a guy called, let's call him John the Ratcatcher. I'm sure you can work out what he does. Small budget. And when I actually asked him how much he had, his answer to me was, it's a small budget. So I asked him, how much? And he went, it's a small budget. So to give you an idea, we sourced him a list of, because he wanted to speak to estate agents, commercial as well, because his business is going into properties and getting rid of rats, mice, birds, etc. So I asked him where he worked predominantly. We sourced him a list of all commercial and estate agents within that area. We then printed him a lovely letter, got it designed for him, mail merged it, which is a name and address salutation, put it together into an envelope, but we didn't put it in a white envelope or a brown envelope of it. We don't do white or brown. We don't. we're not the normal run of the mill, I'm afraid. I asked him what his colours were, and he decided it was orange, so we went into an orange envelope.
Love it.
Normal response. I mean, to give you an idea, that was only, well, when I say only, that startup business, that was 320 odd names and addresses. He posted it. We printed it for him. 2 days after we printed it and posted it for him, he phoned me up and started having a go at me. I was like, what's the problem? What are you having a go at me for? I've just got 3 bits of brand new business off of this. I can't handle it.
Really?
Oh, well, that's what we're here for. Yeah. So for a small startup business, Bubby, something like that, to give you an idea, that cost them under £400.
No way.
To do the whole lot.
Fantastic.
And the response to the game, one of the responses was for a pigeon net in an NCP, 2 NCP car parks.
What did that lead to?
In the end, it was invoiced at just over £12,000. That's not bad for an envelope going through someone's door, is it?
It's nuts. Is there a particular industry that direct mail works for, or gets good results?
If you're looking at industries that use and abuse it on a regular basis, estate agents. And the reason that they use it is because they want to be in front of people on a regular basis. I say to a lot of my clients when I wouldn't say teaching, trying to explain how it works. It's like Chinese water torture. If I tell you how good I am once, you'll say, yeah, that's really good, and you'll walk away and forget about it. If I tell you every single month how good I am, or how good we are and what we've done and what we're doing, and I'll use the analogy of Domino's Pizza. I get the same menu through my door every 4 to 6 weeks. And a lot of people are thinking, well, why are you sending it every 4 to 6 weeks? It's branding. It's being in front of people. Absolutely. So they know who you are, where you are. And when they do want you, they'll come and get you. They'll come and get you. So it's repetition, Chinese water torture.
Fantastic. How do you measure a campaign? How do you see that investment you put in works?
I think there's only one way. I think it's the same as everything. Whatever you put in, you want to know what you get back. And I think I'm going to go down this route. It's kind of an English trait. We don't want to talk about, oh, this is how much I've earned out of it. But 1 second, why did we do it in the first place? It was to earn money. So the way that we can actually see whether people are earning money out of it. It's what they tell us. So for me, for us to send out a mailing and for a client to phone me up maybe the day after or a couple of days after and say, wow, got a great response.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Okay.
That's what we need. So to put a monetary basis is really difficult.
Yeah.
It's really
But that's why I was,
difficult
what do you measure by?
The normal response rate, and when I say normal, I don't know whether you sussed out, I don't do normal, but the normal response rate is between 1 and 1.5%.
Okay.
That's the normal response rate, if it's targeted.
Yeah, and it has to be to work.
Absolutely 100%. You've got two options when you're doing the mailing. Either you can go crossbow,
yeah,
or you can go shotgun. Right, so if you use a shotgun, let's use this one. If you use a shotgun and you shoot a shotgun pellet, it just splatters all over the shot.
Yeah.
You haven't got a clue what you're picking up. Compared to if you're an archer and you're hitting the target,
yeah,
so you know exactly what you're going
for.
You're going. So we always target. Always target.
Love it. You've worked with many of our clients. The next question is, tell us about one project you've worked on. Obviously, you've had many successful projects. So that's one that you really shone out. You remember, the before, the after, and the difference you made to that business.
Well, I know I don't look old enough. It's very nice for you to say so. Thanks. Really nice for you to say so. But I've been in this business now for 27 years.
Really?
Yeah. It's great highlights before anyone starts thinking. It's actually my kids that gave it to me. So, do you know what? I'm going to try and answer it in the way that I know, if you don't mind. There's a lot of things that give me a buzz, Bavik. And one of the biggest things that gives me a buzz is when the client turns around to me, wants something done, we get to the end of the process, and they've got a smile on their face and we've achieved what it is they require. But we do all kinds of mad things, Give you an idea, we were once asked by a company to make 20,000 chocolate cars. Now, we're a mailing house. Yeah, but this client knew us as a mailing house, but they knew that they also needed 20,000 chocolate cars. So they phoned us up, can you make 20,000 chocolate cars? The answer to the question was, of course we can make 20,000 chocolate cars.
Absolutely.
So we sourced them from Belgium, got them in from there, got them wrapped up. It was actually for a car auction firm, quite a large car auction firm. And if you've ever watched the London Marathon, I don't know whether you know they wear like silver, blue, and I'm trying to give you an idea with that actually. Like name dropping it. Yeah. So we did it for them. Their response on that was awesome. But let me go to the other end of the spectrum. We deal with statutory obligation jobs. Just to explain, statutory obligation jobs for local authorities and housing associations when they're actually giving a notice to their tenants. Okay. So that means it's got to be there 30 days before. So for me, who suffers from anxiety, that for me, when we get the job done, so when we get the envelopes printed up, when we get the other stuff printed matter done, get everything into envelope, and we hit our targets, that for me is just like, it's fantastic. Going back to what you said, we've worked with some unbelievable names. I'm not a name dropper, so I won't be dropping any names today. I might be. But, we started off, we were dealing with Volvo. We started off, we were dealing with Fujitsu. We launched Lexus into the UK on the direct mail. So that kind of says something about it, 27 years later, we're still using direct mail.
Amazing. We have a lot of startups, like I mentioned before, business owners who have been supporting us and the content we put out. What's the one tip in terms of where to get new business, how to generate genuine opportunities to help grow your own business? How have you grown direct mail?
How have I personally grown my business, or how would I use direct mail to grow my business?
How have you grown your business?
I've used. I believe that networking is, number one, it's a passion of mine. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I love putting people together. And also, I seem to be a gatekeeper, which is roughly defined as everyone asks me, "Who do you know?" And I think that if you do that, and your clients know that you're always there for them, you can answer and do what they require. I mean, I'll give you an idea. I took a job on last week from a client of mine. I didn't have a clue how we were going to do it. I put the phone down after saying, not a problem in any shape or form, we'll get that done for you. They gave me a deadline. I went, not a problem in any shape or form. Got off the phone, and we managed to sort the job for them. And the only way that I did get there is because I know people around me. So it's a networking thing. I've got a lot of people around me that I can call on to help all of my clients, customers, etc., etc. So if I'm going to give a tip to business startups, I think I'd actually turn around and go, you've got to get out there. You can't just sit in your desk looking at the four walls.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. What's apart from networking, where else have you generated your revenue?
I'm really lucky, again, and I know I'm going back to networking. There's a lot of people, my business is based on word of mouth. You know, if we do a good job for someone, they're just in turn going to do a good job for us.
Absolutely.
So we depend on word of mouth. It's a really important part of our business.
Yeah.
Where do we go looking? Social media is a massive part of our business. We get a huge amount of business. I mean, I've actually got thank yous. I'm sitting here, Buffett. We do a job for a hotel.
Yeah.
And the reason that we do a job for a hotel is because you saw them asking for anyone that did mailings. You put us in touch.
I did.
And
was that Twitter, the referral?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's now a year on, and I don't mind telling you, we've invoiced for just short £12,000 for the jobs we've done for you.
Wow.
So thank you very much, Bhavik.
Pleasure.
Well,
that's what it is. You know, we love working with businesses who, one, are good at what they do, obviously, but care about their customers, care about the way that they deal with that experience, because it's all about the experience, isn't it? And that's why they're going to come back to you, which they have in the last 3-4 years.
Absolutely.
And that's why we love working with people like you. Awesome.
That was a daddy thumbs up, by the way. If my daughters are watching that, I have them.
Is that not working?
No, it just is trying to reconnect.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Facebook. We are coming back. Awesome.
Start up again. 1 second.
Modern technology. That's what it's all about.
New post. Live. Don't worry about the title.
Connecting.
Cool.
I just connected it.
That's how there you go. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, sorry about that, Facebook. We are back. Technical difficulty, aka rubbish internet.
Yeah, they didn't pay the electricity bill. That's what it was.
Okay, awesome. So you mentioned 28 years in business. One of my favorite questions. If you could go back 20 years into your minutes with former Neil Giller, what would be the one lesson you would, teach yourself?
27 years on, stop worrying about other people's problems. And I know that's going to sound really strange. I know it's going to sound really strange. I suffer from anxiety. So when someone gives me a job or they give me something to do, I take it on a personal level.
Okay. Is that good for business owners?
I think a lot of business owners just say yes and just get on with it, and it eats them up.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about you. I think it's a business owner thing, maybe.
Absolutely.
Maybe we take on stuff. It's the old analogy of someone says, "Can you dance?" Of course I can dance. Then you go away, you think to yourself, "Oh, I've only got 2 left feet." I don't, but I think I think sometimes I take a hell of a lot on from my clients.
Mm-hmm.
When in fact, and again, I'm not being rude here, it is actually their problem because they've not given themselves the time.
Yeah.
They've not planned correctly. So, give you an idea, client phones me up, says to me, "I've got to do a door-to-door distribution. It's got to go out on Friday," and they phone me up on the Wednesday.
Okay.
Now, I should turn around and tell them my terms and conditions are payment before distribution. Everything needs to be in before 10 days. We need to agree the maps that we're delivering to. Well, instead, I'll turn around and go, "Yeah, not a problem. Let's get that sorted for you." And then I have to worry about putting the team together, putting the maps together, making sure that the leaflets are.
That's what business owners do, right? You just say yes and you make sure you deliver.
You have to bend over backwards.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm calling over delivering. But what I've learned over the time is just maybe not to take on what they've done wrong as something that I've done wrong.
Absolutely.
I go over and above.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the same. My brother and I, we go over and above. But sometimes you've got to turn around to the client and go, "I'm really sorry, that's not possible what you're asking." Because I think sometimes, David, if you say yes and you do it wrong,
Mm-hmm.
you're losing the client.
Yeah.
If you say no and you do it correctly, you keep a client.
Yeah. You gain that trust.
Absolutely.
Grow that trust.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amazing. Let's move on to digital versus traditional. What are your thoughts on?
Boo! Here's boo. Can you see my flares? Look, flares of marketing. That's what we're talking about. Listen, all jokes aside, I do introduce myself as the players of marketing, but we've been in the business for 28 years, and I've seen mad fluctuations. Still to this day, I'm still seeing.
Yeah.
You know, we've had clients that went away from us a couple of years ago, but we can't be doing mailing anymore. We're going to go electronic mail, you know, or whatever it is, email, email marketing. Now, before I carry on with this conversation, I'm not as old as I look. Right, I do know what an email is. I do know
electronic.
I know what it does.
Message that goes through the internet.
Thanks. Smoke signals and all that. Yeah, carrier pigeons. Kids today, eh? But I think they work together.
Yeah.
You know, can I do a little plug if you don't mind? Go for it. Fantastic. If you go and have a look on my LinkedIn, which is really clever, Neil Giller. I know it's weird, isn't it? And on my website, which is centraldirectmail.com. I've got some blogs on there written about email marketing versus direct marketing. I in fact, actually think they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know, because
everyone's on their phone these days, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I find it quite kind of freaky when you get on a train these days. No one's looking at each other. You know, it's really strange. All you see when you look around, I mean, even when you go out onto the street, people walking along on their phones.
Yeah.
You've got to grab hold of them straight away, and whichever way it is you grab hold of them.
It's funny because I read something the other day, and people, even when they're driving, like the guy that was saying the video, Gary Vaynerchuk, he was like, I'm scared to drive because people are on their phone. Like,
absolutely. I think we should all get chauffeurs.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
I'll call mine Parker.
But yeah,
I think
work together.
I think they work together, Bavik.
Yeah.
You know?
And what's the best way for a business to make, you know, the...
Let's use restaurants.
Okay.
They're not filling their tables, so they can go viral. They can use an email marketing company whereby they throw out hundreds of thousands of emails offering, if you come in at this time, you get a certain amount off. If you bring a friend in, if 2 of you eat or 4 of you eat, you get a free bottle of wine. That's a brilliant way of bringing people in. Yeah. But wouldn't it be great? So something to say we're in Boring Wood.
Boring Wood, not Boring Wood.
Boring Wood. We're in Boring Wood at the moment. For all of those Boring Wood lovers, you can hunt me down. That's cool. Right, but all jokes aside, we're in Boring Wood at the moment. There's loads of restaurants here. I think you could probably walk up and down the street. Yeah. And there'll probably be...
There's literally one opening every 2 weeks.
It's mad, isn't it? I mean, you've probably got about 20 or 30. Yeah. So how do you get people to come to yours? Well, you know, you've got... I'm not going to be anal here. Sorry, I'm going to know the fact. You've got 13,500 households in this postcode alone. Yeah? So you've got a choice. You've got to fight for these 13,500. So going back to the Chinese water torture, as well as putting in those email marketing across, you could be doing a door-to-door distribution. Yeah. But not any normal door-to-door distribution. Whilst I'm on this, I've got to tell people what it's all about. There's no point just sending out a mailing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like phoning someone up and going, all right, can you give me some work? You know, you wouldn't do it, would you? No, you wouldn't do it. So we kind of go for something like a call to action, Dave. So we wouldn't allow our clients to send out a boring letter that everyone else, you know,
instructions.
Absolutely. So going back to what we were saying before, orange envelopes, blue envelopes, green envelopes, something quirky, something that when it goes through the letterbox is different. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's be honest, the numbers have diminished of stuff that's going through the letterbox. Yeah. So why not stand out when you drop through the letterbox? You've got seconds to actually do it. Compared to an email. Here we go. Let's work this one out. How many email addresses have you got, Beth?
People that I know.
How many email addresses have you got? So here we go. I've got Neil Giller at Central Direct. No, I've got Neil Giller at Central Direct Mail. I've got Neil Giller at cdm.co.uk. I've got
me.
Melly Giller at...
Okay, I've probably got about 10.
Right, you've got 10.
Yeah.
Right. How many emails do you look at? How many emails do you delete?
Actual emails I get in?
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Okay.
Quite a lot.
And how many do you not even look at because they're going to your junk box?
I'd say about 25%.
Right, those are the people that are selling to you and you haven't even bothered to look at them.
Yeah.
What a waste of money. What an absolute waste of money.
Wow.
Compared to actually falling through someone's letterbox, they have no choice but to touch, feel, pick you up. That sounded good. I like being felt, touched and picked up. If my wife's watching this, I'll be home soon, sweetie. But
your wife's not home.
Oh yeah, bless her. Yeah.
Well, very soon, Lisa.
Well, she thinks she's got man flu, but Lisa, you can't have man flu. That's just down to us men only. So I'll be home later. I'll make a nice cup of tea for you.
And some cake as well.
Cake. I love cake. Banana cake. For those of you who don't know, I taught Kenny Kipling how to cook. Yeah. Mr. Kipling's got nothing on me. Kenny. So sorry, going back to it. You know, it can go hand in hand, but going back to it, people want to touch, feel, and as soon as they pick it up, okay, they might throw it away once. Yeah. Do you remember I was talking about the Chinese water torture?
Absolutely.
If they see it come through again, they're going to think to themselves, right, this business is hanging around.
Yeah.
They're serious, they're advertising. It comes through a third time.
Yeah.
They're looking for business, they've been it. It's a progression thing. You know, it's a branding thing as well. So let's look at the email marketing. You said it, 25% of your emails don't even get looked at.
Yeah.
Most people spend money on that, I think.
Yeah.
So we're going orange, yellow, green, whatever, people are going to pick us up.
Okay. So the bottom line is it still works. It works. You just got to do it correctly.
So it says on this bit of paper. Absolutely. It does work. That said, it works if
it's as with anything, you do it correctly and you target that call to action.
Absolutely. You know what you need? I'm going to kind of slander myself. You need a pro to do whatever it is you're doing. So I always use the saying, if my car breaks down, I don't take it to a dentist.
Why not?
Well, they fix your teeth. They don't fix your car. Yeah. You know, and I get a lot of people turning around going, you know what? I'll find the addresses. I'll go on Yale.com. Or I'll find the addresses. I'll get little Timmy to look through the yellow pages and collect some names and addresses. Well, now, number one, little Timmy doesn't do that. Number two, if you're dealing with all that, you haven't got time to run your business. Yeah. You know, so I take the headache away from my clients, so they don't have to sit there and deal with all that.
Yeah. You can distract them, taking headaches.
Yeah, where the paracetamol mailing.
I love that.
Yeah. I've said it a couple of times, but it felt and sounded like it was quick, didn't it?
Social media. You all are big on Twitter, LinkedIn. Why do you invest time in it, and how does it work for you?
Why do I invest time in it? As you can probably tell, I love speaking to everyone. And I think I've got one of those faces. You know, I always remember when I was a kid, I used to go and sit on a bus, and whoever I sat next to decided to talk to me. You know, and I just think that's the way it is. I am a chatterbox. I can't help it. I love speaking to people. I've got a terminology in life. You've got a choice in the morning when you wake up. You can either be a radiator or you can be a drain. You know this one. Yeah. I talk about. So every single morning when I wake up, whether I'm feeling a drain or not, and let me tell you something, I'm vile in the morning. Thank God Lisa can't comment.
She can.
No, she can't. I'm not allowing her to. But when I wake up in the morning, you know, like everyone else, I don't really want to wake up. Do what I do. But you know what? We've got a choice. As I said, be a radiator or be a drain. So let's get going. So social media for me, I use it as a radiator. Yeah. You know, I don't want to speak to victims. You know, I'm cool with people that have got colds. You know, I have a cold sometimes as well. You know, I know it's raining outside. Yeah. I can also look out and see that it's raining outside. So I don't need to be told that. But what I think, sorry, it's all right. What I think is important is I think you've got to be positive on there. And positivity brings positivity. Yeah. Going back to what we were saying, why did you refer me from that tweet?
Because you're an expert and I'm confident that you'll deliver.
Well, and that's exactly what it is. So, you know, if you want to be a drain or you want to be, as I said, I call them victims, right? Or EastEnders watchers, yeah? I just, why do people watch that stuff? Yeah. It's just depressing. So going back to it, why do I use those two forums? I'm only positive on them. I share a lot of other people's good stuff. I know I'm not allowed to use this word because it embarrasses my children, but I love the banter. Okay. Right, so, Lauren, if that really aggravates you, banter. Anyway, so how to embarrass your kids, it's like daddy dancing as well. But it's just another way. So how do I use it? It's always on my desktop, as and when I'm sitting in my office. So when I finish doing an invoice or when I finish doing whatever it is via a client or speaking to a client, I'll go on and I'll talk about what I'm doing. Yeah. The other forum that I'm enjoying, but I had to leave to one side, was Periscope. Okay. I was really enjoying that. Yeah. But it takes up a hell of a lot of time, and you got. We're starting talking to startup businesses here as well. Do yourselves a favour. Don't mess about with what's not doing the best for you. Sort out what is doing the best. So Twitter for me and LinkedIn doing the best. That's where I put my time to. I've promised myself I'll go back onto Periscope because it's something that I enjoy doing.
And it is working.
Absolutely.
A real treat. Even Snapchat, I'm not sure if you tried that, but the whole thing about being live for 24 hours and disappearing. And,
you know, it's going back to it. We're in a digital world.
2016.
Is it really? Wow.
Absolutely.
One of those ones. But 2016, does the time fly when you're having fun? But I think that everything goes in together, and I think you've got to use everything together. You know, there's a lot of people in my business. Sitting here now, do yourself a favour, put in Mailing House in Google. Go and have a look at their websites. They'll be grey, they'll be dark, they'll be red, they'll be black. Don't use red, by the way, it's danger. They'll be red, they'll be black, they'll be really boring. They'll be, oh, we stuff envelopes for a living. Great, fantastic. Go and have a look at our website. It's something different. We get a hell of a lot of business via our website. A hell of a lot. I get at least one inquiry a day. Might not sound a lot to all the big players out there, but for us, that's what we can handle and that's what we deal with. Already this year, we're taking on, if we take on the one that we took this morning, we're taking on 17 brand new.
Well, through the website?
Through the website.
How did you get it to work for you like that?
Because we're constantly talking, going back to what we talked about, Twitter and LinkedIn.
Fresh content.
Absolutely, it's fresh content all the time. Yeah. You know, something like today, and I haven't said it, thank you very, very much for inviting me today. Absolutely. Because all this is doing for me, there's a lot of people that are talking about Neil Giller, Central Direct Mail. Hopefully there's a lot of people that will be watching this, and obviously someone's going to call me up and give me the biggest mailing job we've ever had. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. 012-880-2611. There you go, there's a shameless little quote for you.
So the next question you're going to love, when are you joining Facebook?
Oh man, you know, there you go. When am I joining Facebook? For those of you that don't know me, Babbitt's been trying for years, also Jeremy who was around as well. I don't know if I'm going to give in to you lot about Facebook.
But you haven't tried it?
True. I'll tell you what I'll do. Right? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it.
Can you make a Facebook page without a profile? No. Okay.
Right, so I've got to have a profile. See, I'm worried about all the people that come out of the closet. You know, all the people from the past. You know, I mean, I've been on Crime Watch twice already. I don't want to be on it again.
I think you've got to do it, man.
Yeah, listen, I've always told that Facebook is the real way forward, and
you know what? It comes down to what you mentioned before. It's all about the target. No other advertising platform or social network has the advertising capabilities such as Facebook. The way you can target down, you can niche down. Oh,
okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. Right? I can't believe I'm going to say this. I really don't want to do Facebook. I'm being told to do it. Do you know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. Right? I'll tell you what I'll do. And I'm going to put this back on you. Okay? Will you help me go on Facebook and show me what it's all about?
110%.
Right, okay. I'll tell you what we'll do there. Right? You've got to make a time to do it. By the end of April, I'll be on Facebook.
Let's do it.
I can't believe I just said
Shake hands on.
Tom says shake hands on it.
Fingers crossed. I'm crossed.
No, honestly,
I've got to do it. I'm aware of that. I am so. Do you know what? For those of you that don't know what's going on here, there's 4 people standing beyond there. They're all going. All right.
We should have introduced them. So we've got Ayla on camera, Tom on sound, we've got Kai watching us and going to give us some awesome questions, and we've got Emmanuel on camera too. So yeah.
Come on, we've got to flip it around and show you now, man.
Yeah. Do a little selfie.
No, we'll get my picture popping up.
Yeah, all right. So you've been on Crime Watch as well, so
yeah.
That's what it is. We're partners in crime.
Yeah.
By the way, it wasn't me, it was him. All right?
Awesome. But you know, it'll work. You just, again, it comes down to time to make it work.
And that's what I was saying before. We've got to put time into it. And if I can find maybe a little bit of time to do that, listen, who do you ask to do something? Busy person. So I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I'm stupidly busy because I don't say no to whatever's asked of me. Reason being, people are asking me, so they must feel that it's worth asking.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Okay, so end of April.
We're 5 minutes in.
Yeah, 5 minutes in.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
No time for everything.
About 35 minutes in at the moment.
Cool. So you've been running for 28 years, so you must be doing something good. You must be good at what you do. How have you balanced that with your family life and all of that? Your personal life, work-life balance.
I don't know whether you noticed, but anyone that ever asks me about my family, they always see a smile come across my face. I'm a really lucky boy. First of all, I've got my parents who are still with me. They're both of my gurus. Love them to bits and pieces, and I still call them on a regular basis. Fortunately, they're still with me. Live round the corner now, afraid to live in daylights out of me.
Sorry, Mum, Dad.
Oh no, bless them. Do you know what? It's a kind of role reversal now.
Yeah.
So my parents are like 73 and 74, and I had to have a conversation. I had to tell my dad, like, Dad, sit down, listen to what I'm saying. And it was like, oh, one sec, it's role reversal.
Yeah.
I've got my brother Ian, who is we're so close. I mean, we've had some great arguments before. We've thrown each other through walls. You know what? We've got each other's backs.
How's it been working with family? Because that's an interesting one.
Challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, really challenging. But you get through it. It's the same as when you work with anyone else. You're going to be aggravated with them some days. Yeah. You're not going to like the way that they're breathing or eating some days. You don't want to look at them some days. So you know what? Don't look at them. Don't listen to them eating and breathing. But family for me is just such an important thing. I speak to so many people who haven't got a mother and father that are back to 150%. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
And then I come down to my brother who's got my back covered in my business. And more importantly, I've got my wife who has put up with me for, I'm going to get this wrong, 30 odd years. You can kick my head in when I get back, but I think we're coming up for 23 years married.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every minute of it, baby. And moving on really quickly. Love you, Liz. Moving on really quickly. And I've got my two just stunningly gorgeous daughters. And I've got one that's been accepted into Oxford.
Wow. Amazing.
A daughter of mine going into Oxford. Don't worry, I'm going on Jeremy Cole for the paternity test. Just to prove she's mine, or disprove she's mine. And that's my eldest daughter, Lauren, who's 18 and a half. My youngest daughter, who will be 15 in a couple of weeks, like me, is an absolute football nut. So we've got a real synergy there. And like me, she's dyslexic. So I can see where she's at and she can see where I'm at. So we've got a real good relationship. I'm in a house full of women, Beth. Lucky me, huh?
And newest member of the family?
Sid.
Yeah.
Sidders. Sidders. See, look, you see me like, I'm even happier about Sidders. Sidders is my cockapoo. He's my 9-month-old boy. He's the only one who listens to what I say. well, sometimes. Maybe I'll introduce you. If you go on my Twitter, which is Neil Giller, you'll see a lot of pictures of Sidders. I love him. He's my boy. I always wanted a boy. When my girls came out, I was really happy. I was looking for a little extra bit. So when we got Sydney, it was an easy choice. We're going for one with an extra bit on. So we went for one with an extra bit.
You take him to work, right?
Yeah. Sydney Winston Einstein Giller. Yeah. Right. Sydney Winston. What do you mean what? It's kind of weird. When I tell everyone what his full name is, people are like, what? Well, I've got a middle name. Have you got a middle name? Have you got middle names? Yeah. Right. So why not give your dog a middle name? Sydney Winston Einstein Giller. Very quick story. My wife went to go and register him at the vets. So she registered at the vets and she came back.
There weren't enough spaces on that sheet.
Yeah, well, she came back in the evening. I said, Lee, did you register Sid at the vets? She went, yeah, I registered him as Sid. I went, what? What do you mean you registered him as Sid? His name's Sydney Winston Einstein Giller. Because you go back and re-register him. If you want it done, you go and do it. Hasten to add, Lisa did re-register him as Sydney Winston Einstein Giller. So when anyone stops me and asks me, I've got more passion about my dog than mailing, the kids, my wife, everything.
Amazing.
Love them to bits and pieces. Love it.
And finally, just to wrap it up, you're a big believer of me time, which I love to.
Oh, definitely.
How's that helped you? How is that good for you as a business owner? Because obviously there's a lot going on when you run a business.
Most definitely. Yeah. Me time's so important, and I think people feel guilty about me time, David. Yeah. I think people think Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 is business. Yeah. You know what? Who said so? Yeah, there's a great terminology that I use. There's a lovely lady that I met many years ago called Dinah Liversidge. Love her to bits and pieces, one of my gurus. And this is something she said. Who knows the terminology, think outside the box? Yeah, we all know that, yeah? What box?
Yeah.
There is no box, guys. We all make our own box. So I don't have a box. So I'm fortunate enough to run my own business. So if I want to go in, I go in. But let me put your minds at rest. I go in. I run my own business 24 hours, 7 days a week. So if I want to get up from my desk and go for a walk, or I want to get up from the desk and go for a cup of tea, or I want to do whatever it is I want to do, I'm going to do it.
Of course.
I'm going to do it, making sure that my clients are always A1, number one, sorted. Because as long as they're sorted, I can go and do what I want. And if I'm doing what I want, guess what? It allows me to give.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people out there that give, but they don't give to themselves.
Yeah.
And if there's anything I've got to say, if you take one thing out of today, I'm not a millionaire. I'm pretty far off of being a millionaire, but I haven't got a problem with that. What I have got, I've got a little bit of peace of mind, and I can do what I want, when I want. That is when Lisa tells me, by the way.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions, any final bits? No? Anything else?
Of course, how good was it? See, look, I've stunned them. They haven't got anything to ask. I've said it all. There you go. I've really enjoyed today. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much for coming. Finally, just again, you haven't given yourself a plug, have you? So just do that.
No, am I allowed to give a shameless plug now? Am I?
Go for it.
Okay. Neil Giller, Managing Director, Central Direct Mail. You can find us in many, many different ways, but let me give you the easiest way. www.centraldirectmail.com. I'm not going to spell dot for you. My telephone number is 0208 802 6111. You can either speak to myself or my brother, Ian Giller, or you can contact me on LinkedIn, Neil Giller, or check this one out, Neil Giller, Giller. And for all those freaks that want to spell my name wrong, it's Neil.
Don't worry, we'll have it come up as text.
Neil. Don't spell it wrong. I once went on television with ITV, and they spelled my name wrong.
No way.
Yeah, my name is Niall. Right, so all my mates will call me Niall for the next couple of weeks.
Also, early May, you can catch him on Facebook.
Yeah! Woo, woo. Coming on Facebook.
Honestly, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
A real pleasure. Thanks
time.
for inviting me.
And look forward to the next one.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Facebook and YouTube. See you soon. Ouch.